How is division related to subtraction?
Let's take a look with this example. Dwayne brought an equal number of box tops to school each day for 5 days. Alma also brought an equal number of box tops each day for 5 days. How many box tops did the two students bring, altogether each day? Well, let's take a look and first of all start with Dwayne. So, here's a bar graph that tells us how many box tops each student brought in for their collection. So here's Dwayne, and if we go up to the very top of that bar, we see that line represents 15, so that's the number of box tops he brought in total, each day, for 5 days. Now, one way we can actually model this is with a number line, and we know that he ended up bringing in 15 box tops, because each day he brought in the same number. What I want to now do, is break up 15 into groups of 5 and see how many groups of 5 we have. And that will tell us how many he brought in each day. Let's jump by groups of 5, so if we jump by groups of 5 starting with 15, we are going to wait till we get to 0. If you jump black by 5, jump, and you end up at 10. And if you jump again, jump. You end up at 5 now. Jump again, jump. You now end at 0. Now, you see by jumping in groups of 5 we have how many jumps?
3. We have 3 jumps.
Good job. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 jumps to get back to 0 from 15. And what does that mean? It means that each jump represents how many he brought each day. So, he must have brought 3 each day for 5 days. In order to get 15. And one way to think about this in a math way would be that we can write it as a division sentence. We can say that 15 divided by 5 is equal to 3, so if we have 15 treats that are going to be brought in equal amounts for 5 days, then, how much is that equal amount? It turns out it's 3. Now, let's take a look at Alma. So what do we know about Alma? Well, she brought the same equal amount of box tops each day for 5 days as well. Now, let's see how many she brought in total by looking at the graph.
If we look at Alma on the bar graph, and we go up the bar and over, we see that she brought in a total of 20 box tops.
So, we can actually again think about making jumps of 5 to represent the 5 days, but this time we are going to start at 20. And now, let's think about groups of 5s. And that is going to tell us how much she brought in each of those 5 days. We are going to skip count by 5s backwards. So, 20, 15, 10, 5. And we made it back to 0.
Now, how many jumps do we have here?
We have 4 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good. Now, we can write this as a division sentence. And we can say 20 divided by 5 equals 4.
This means that she brought in 4 box tops each day for 5 days.
Very good. So, what's the answer to the question though? Remember what the question was? So, after all this work, you might have forgotten what the question was. Always feel free to go back to the question to see what it was. How many box tops did the two students bring in altogether each day?
Altogether. That means we have to add.
What numbers do we have to add up?
Well, Dwayne brings in 3 box tops each day.
And Alma brings in 4 box tops each day.
So, 3 plus 4 equals 7.
So, it comes down to 3 plus 4 equals 7. Very good job, boys and girls. Now, we can answer this by saying that the two students brought in 7 box tops altogether each day. So, it's interesting to see this idea of division occurring in everyday circumstances, and we can actually see division and understand division by modeling in the equal groups and jumping, again by equal groups, and see how many groups we have, and that's a way of actually modeling the division problem by skip subtraction.